Today we are invited into awe, wonder, and amazement. When I was traveling on sabbatical last summer, I noticed that I did a thing that tourists do. When I was in a place, whether that was Iona or Durham or Lindisfarne, I went up to the highest spot I could find and looked around. In Durham, that meant climbing to the top of Durham Cathedral's tower. At Lindisfarne, it was the top of Lindisfarne Castle. On the little island of Iona, it meant climbing to the top of a hill called Dun which is Gaelic for the hill of Iona. Gotta love the creative names. As I was walking St. Cuthbert's Way, the highest point of the walk was the top of the also creatively named Wide Open Hill. It's not that high of a mountain by mountain standards. It's only 1,200 feet elevation. But since you start the climb near sea level, the 1,000-foot or so climb feels like you're really getting up there. And you know how it is when you get to the top of the tower or the castle or the hill or the mountain, you are invited into amazement and awe and wonder. You're invited to take it all in, to be in awe at the world around you, and to just pause for a moment and be. You can't stay up there forever, of course, nor would you want to, but that moment stays with you. Today we are invited to the top of the mountain with Jesus. In the words of the hymn we sang today, Songs of Faithfulness and Praise. Manifest on mountain height, shining in resplendent light, where disciples filled with awe thy transfigured glory saw. There on the top of the mountain, Jesus' glory is revealed. The disciples know, or should know, that Jesus is the Son of God. They have been walking with him, learning from him, watching him work miracles and change lives. But there on the mountaintop, they see this reality in a new way as Jesus is transfigured before them. Moses, the lawgiver, and Elijah, the prophet, appear. And then a voice from heaven says, as it says at Jesus' baptism, "This is my son, the beloved. With him I am well pleased." But then a voice adds a command: listen to him. The disciples fall down in fear, but Jesus tells them to stand up and not to be afraid. And they see only Jesus. Only Jesus. The poet Christian Wyman writes that the only true antidote to the plague of modern despair is an absolute, perhaps even annihilating awe. Christian Wyman looks at the world around us and at his own life, a life that has been lived with real challenges. He looks at the world around us and he sees despair. The solution to despair, or a solution to despair, he believes, is awe and wonder. Christian Wyman is not alone in believing or experiencing this. The great spiritual teacher Abraham Joshua Heschel writes that awe is the root of faith. Belief isn't the root of faith. Sure knowledge isn't the root of faith. Awe, wonder, amazement are the beginning of wisdom and the root of faith. We can engage with life as something to be conquered, or we can engage with life as a mystery to be revealed. And that brings us back to the mountaintop with Jesus. Today, we are invited into awe and wonder and amazement, to fall down on our knees and see Jesus revealed for what he is, the full revelation of God among us, shining like the sun on the mountaintop. Today, we stand with the disciples and we let go of our fear. And we see only Jesus, and we listen to him. But of course, we can't stay on the mountaintop. Peter tries, of course, but it doesn't work that way. We have to come down from the mountaintop. So how then are we to remain amazed, to remain in awe? This requires cultivating a practice of attentiveness, paying attention to the wonders of the world and the people around us, seeing mountaintop moments in daily life. Christian Wyman wants us to cultivate wonder at love, at beauty, at devotion and hope, at the fact that we are alive at all. Just being alive is a gift to be in awe of. Heschel says, I prayed for wonders instead of happiness, and you gave them to me. Wonders don't just happen on the mountaintop with Jesus or on a hill at the Scottish borders. Wonders never cease around us. There is the wonder of the Holy Eucharist, where the same Jesus whose glory shines out on the mountain now shines out from bread and wine, inviting us deeper, becoming a part of us. There is the wonder of our love for one another. There is the wonder of the created world around us. There is the wonder of Jesus looking back at us through the eyes of our neighbor. There is wonder all around us. Today and every day, we are invited into awe and wonder and amazement. We will find there the face of God. Amen.